Good morning, everyone. How are you? Okay, I just need to move the little thing here. Sometimes it just has a hard time starting up. Okay, so, my gosh, it's Monday. Wow. Okay, so we're going to, I'm just looking at all the colors. We're going to get started here. We're going to do a little Brussels sprout interesting salad with Brussels sprouts. We're going to do a couple of salad dressings too. So I wanted to show the, this will be for the salad dressing recipe. And this is my horseradish, part of my horseradish anyways. So we're going to use a little bit of that. And I just wanted to say, if anybody in town wants a little piece of horseradish, I do have a couple extra little shoots, and so I'm happy to share because it's so awesome to have your very own horseradish in, in the garden. So beneficial for anything to do with respiratory issues and all kinds of things like that. And oh wow, thanks, Monique. So nice to see you on here. Yeah, so if anybody wants a little piece of horseradish, I do have extra. And this is my little turnip. I found him in amongst the strawberries and tomatoes, and so I'm pretty sure that's going to be a little tough, but the greens are really good. So we're going to be adding this to the salad. So we're going to start with the Brussels sprouts, and I did put them here in the dish, and I'm going to chop them up, and my little bunch of stuff here. Before I forget, while I'm working on the Brussels sprouts, I have this beautiful bunch of usnea. I don't know if you guys can really see what that is, but it is a it's not old man's beard. Everybody says that that's what it is here, or maybe that's what they call it, but it's not the same moss. It's it has a central thread through it, and then it has the little, like you can see the little kind of like hairs coming off the edge like that. Anyway, okay, so for the usnea, it's beautiful. That's quite a haul that we got yesterday, so I'm pretty happy about that. And the usnea it has traditionally been used as an antibiotic. So you would tincture that up, or you can put it in a tea. And tincture, my cold and flu tincture. I make a specific cold and flu tincture every year that I've been doing for the last 10 years. And it is like totally awesome. Yeah, I do have been making it for years, and everybody loves it. So, so that's the cold and flu tincture, and I do put the usnea in it. But if you happen to live in an area where there's usnea, it likes being near the water. Like if you're near a river or a lake or something like that, it just hangs off the trees. And so, yeah, so if you can get some, and then it dries up right away in the summer. So, it comes out for a little while, and then it just kind of disappears back to where I have no idea. I have no idea where it comes from, because it just kind of seems to appear on the trees and then it's gone. So if you can find some, you should gather it. And again, like I was saying before, last week we were talking about gathering mushrooms, edible and medicinal mushrooms, and especially for the medicinal mushrooms like the Ganoderma, if you want to, if the plant doesn't want to come with you, then it's not supposed to come with you. And so always having respect for the environment and all of the wonderful offerings, and having respect for that and giving thanks is really important too. So when you do gather from the wild or gather from the forest or whatever, it's super important for what nature's offering for us. And we have so many medicinal plants that grow around here, And actually, there are so many that grow everywhere because the weeds, most of what people consider weeds, are like super healthy, health enhancing with medicinal benefits too. Like this summer, we did all kinds of different and cat's ears and yellow dock. Oh my gosh, there's so many. There's all heal. Like there's just so many plants that grow wild around here. You know, not to mention the things that are growing right now, which is like rose hips and that kind of thing. So there's so many medicinal plants. So yeah, so I encourage you to get to know them and check out. You can check out my videos with them too. They do have titles on them on my YouTube channel and mostly on my Facebook too. Just having a sip of my Vitality tea, which is also another really health enhancing formula with all kinds of beneficial herbs. I seem to talk today. Ashwagandha, astragalus, ginkgo. Ginkgo is so good for the brain. Lemongrass, lemon balm, you know, so that it has the really, it's such a mild flavor. Actually, that we used that the other day in the soup. We put my Vitality tea in the soup along with some medicinal mushrooms, and so that made it more of an immune enhancing soup. So that was awesome. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to use all these Brussels sprouts because that's quite a few really. And, you know, it's just 2 of us. So I'm just going to look and see what you guys can see. We're going to put these guys in here and mix them all around. And of course your Brussels sprouts, super similar to cabbage, right? So your vitamin K, your vitamin C, you know, all of these brassicas and things are just so good for the digestive system and the colon. You know, it's just like super, super awesome. Amazing. So, so I'm going to add a few different things here. I'm just going to give my hands with the Brussels sprouts here. And of course everything's washed. Obviously I just washed the Brussels sprouts and everything. Wash your hands and all clean, clean, clean nowadays. Especially now. Wash your hands, wash your hands. I don't know. There's so many little songs that have been going along with the washing your hands. It's very cute. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was you get different nutritional value from each plant. And so with each plant, especially wild plants, which I didn't gather any today. I should have really. But with each of the plants gathers a different thing from the soil and offers different vitamins and minerals. And so the more that you can add a variety, rather than just having Brussels sprouts as your vegetable in your salad, if you can have a variety of different things, like adding a little bit of turnip tops is really good. Like sometimes these guys are just looking, some of them are kind of fuzzy and these aren't. The fuzzy leaves are fine. I'm trying to think which ones were fuzzy. Like your radish leaves, those are going to be fuzzy. And there's another one, I don't know if it's turnip tops or kohlrabi. One of them has little hairs on it, you know, and it's fine. It's just kind of uncomfortable on your tongue. So with those, I prefer to cook them and then you don't notice the little hairs. But these guys are really smooth. So we're going to add these to the salad too, because the turnips will offer different nutrition, just like the kale. The kale is going to be, you know, kale is one of the most nutrient-dense foods that we have, greens that we have, and everybody knows how good kale is for you. And I am saving all of my stems and chopping them up fine and dehydrating them to add to soups. Because again, it's like, you know, free food. Why would you compost something? I mean, it's great to make a good compost, but why would you compost something when you can use it for food? And gosh, I've heard from so many different sources that, you know, everything from that food's going to be scarce to you know, that it's going to be expensive, anything fresh. So if you can dehydrate, it saves the nutritional value. It's much more, you know, holds on to the nutrition of the whatever it is, the vegetable or whatever you're dehydrating, so much more than canning, and also more than freezing. So yeah, so it just kind of dries and concentrates the nutritional value. That's my understanding anyway. I'm not an expert on it. A friend of mine has a freeze dryer, which is supposed to be even more, you know, nutrient saving, spectacular, pretty magical actually. But it's a very expensive machine and not something I can afford, that's for sure. Although it sounds very, very fantastic and interesting. And if I ever won the lottery, I probably would buy a freeze dryer. Anyway, for now we're dehydrating. And if you don't have a dehydrator, you can do it in the oven too. You know, I know my oven only goes down to about 170, and I dehydrate most things at like 125 or 135. But what I found is if you stick a thermometer in the oven and you crack the door open a little bit, you know, kind of put it on the, you have to play with it a bit, put your thermometer where your dehydrating tray is going to be. And so I wonder if I put a horseradish leaf in here, how that would be. I'll use the young one. But anyways, yeah, so if you want to dehydrate in the oven, it is possible to do so. You just need to really pay attention. And let's see. Okay, so we'll add some horseradish leaves to this too. To the Brussels sprouts. So yeah, so you could dehydrate pretty much anything. Oh, that has a nice bite. It's coming now. Oh my God, that's so yummy. Okay, so Brussels sprout, horseradish, kale, turnip top salad. And then we're going to add, I have some dehydrated, speaking of dehydrated, I have some dehydrated peaches here that I'm going to put in for a little bit of sweetness in that Brussels sprout salad. They're a little leathery, so tiny bit harder to cut. I'm probably trying to do too many at once here. But again, you know, something different and exotic and really nice to add. I think they'll fall apart. I probably squished them together too much, but that's okay. When I toss the salad, they'll break apart. So the other thing is, you know, adding more nutrition as much as you can. And so I am going to add some red onion as well. Actually, I think what I will do is just, I didn't want to use the whole thing because I'm not going to use the whole thing, but I didn't want to peel the whole thing because I find that the peel protects it. But it's just going to be easier if I can partly peel it. It's going to be easier to work with because I like kind of the skinny rings. Okay, so and your onions are anti-inflammatory. I'm going to try and do them really, really thin. I'm not very good at it. So one of the things that I probably should be doing on this Facebook is, hey Jane, hi, Jane, Darlene, it looks like Norris is there. Hi everybody, good morning. Yeah, one of the things I probably should be doing here is using my mandolin more because it, well, it's faster, it's more uniform than trying to watch me struggle with my knife. But I don't have a mandolin, you know, I kind of like to do things the old-fashioned way. And, you know, but either way. Anyways, it would, you know, someone was commenting that they saw me struggling with my knife now. Like, oh my God, you need to get that thing sharpened. You know, I just don't pay attention to the little things like a dull knife. Like I said, I'm not a professional cook at all. I'm a herbalist and I do herbs and teas and tinctures and work with nutrition. And this is just a fun little hanging out while I make our meals. Okay, so we have that. We're going to add some sunflower seeds to give it just a little bit of a crunch. So we'll add that. I'm going to add some goji berries because they're so good for you. They are full of antioxidants. They're specifically, see if I can break them apart here. They do tend to stick together a little bit. So I don't want to accidentally dump the whole bag in. They're good for your liver. They're good for your eyes. Yeah, antioxidant, amazing. I'm trying to think of the word. I think they're proanthocyanidins, but I'm not. I could be wrong on that. But they have that super antioxidant quality. Let's just put it that way. Sometimes I remember everything I know, and lots of times I don't. It's like somebody said to me, it's not that I don't remember things, it's just that there's so much information in my head that it takes me a long time to find it. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, okay, these are brand new, obviously, and try and get these guys open. So these are just some naturally dehydrated cranberries as well, and these guys are big, so I'm going to cut them up. Okay, these are also from a wonderful company in the Okanagan. It's called Organic Matters, and I really like their products. They're super fresh. Yeah, super awesome company. So, okay, that's probably good enough. These are fat cranberries. Oh, that reminds me. I was supposed to actually get some fresh cranberries this week, and then I could dehydrate them myself. These were dehydrated with, because as you know, pure cranberries are very bitter. And, oh yeah, right. Playing the mandolin. Hi, MJ. So nice to see you on here. I'm going to sip my tea. So that's a Vitality tea. And okay, did we do everything? No, we didn't. We have a carrot from my garden. I ordered so many different types of carrots. I don't know what kind this is, the short fat kind. I have no idea. But anyways, we'll add a little bit of carrot to this too. And just for color. So this is going to be our, my Usnea is alive. Jumping around over there. And the mandolin that I have, which I really should be using, has a cheese grater on it. It's kind of a new one. I replaced my really ancient old one because the old one was very dangerous. You know, mandolins in general are extremely dangerous. You know, so easy to just take the ends off your fingers. So you never want to use them without the finger guard. But anyway, I'll do that. I'll bring it out so that you guys can see me using that as well. Okay, so carrot. And I'll just give this a little bit of a stir so that you can see all the Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. They're so, you know, a lot of people don't like them, but it's all in how you cook them when they're cooked. These happen to be raw, which is better for you, but I love them cooked. And how's that look? Ta-da! So I love them cooked, and it's all in how you cook them. Like if they're, I usually use maple syrup and a you know, maple syrup and maybe cranberries and pecans or something like that. But it really changes it. It depends on how you cook them and what you put with them when you cook them. So we're going to do a couple different things here. We're going to set this aside because we're going to make a couple different salad dressings. I went through kale on the thing. This is the apple cider vinegar that we made, I guess about 6 weeks ago. So, you know, pretty basic. You stick a bunch of apples in a jar, in a big jar, and then you add, depending on how much, it's like a 1/4 cup per quart, I think. And are there 4 quarts in a gallon? Anyway, it's like a cup of sugar per gallon, or a 1/4 cup, or a little bit more. You know, if you want to add enough sugar to get the It's just sugar and water that you're putting the apples in, and you want to get it so that the yeast has something to feed on. So you need enough sugar to get it going, and I used a pure organic natural sugar, cane sugar, and so you want enough sugar to get the yeast going, but you don't want so much sugar that it starts preserving it and turning it into wine, which is okay too, but it's a whole different process. Anyway, so this is the apple cider vinegar. And we're going to do a couple things here. I just need to move things out of my little tiny space. Beautiful horseradish here. We're just going to set him there. And I have two. I had to color coordinate because I have a Magic Bullet and I have a Miracle Blender, and I can never figure out which tops go to which. So this is my solution to that problem. The only problem is that when you put it on the thing, the elastic won't stay on. So I need to get some of that green tape to put on here. Anyway, that's where I'm at with that. Okay, so we're going to go with, you could use whatever onion you want. I am going to use the white one. I'm going to go with garlic. I'm going to get a cleaner cutting board here because I don't want the greens. I need to get a variety of cutting boards there. Okay, so I don't really want kale in my salad dressing, although it wouldn't be the end of the world. It would be perfectly fine, but I'd rather not for this particular time. So I'm going to get a new knife, set this one aside here, and new knife. Okay, so we have some lovely garlic from the garden. Hey, happy Monday, Barb. Nice to see you. I have questions, but that's okay. Okay, so we're just going to do a little bit of garlic in here. This is, I know that probably if you've been watching, you've seen this salad dressing before probably a few times, but this is my basic salad dressing base. Like, it's amazing, straight up. It is absolutely awesome, amazing. As it is, it's like vital. And I thought I had more garlic here, but I don't seem to. So I will be adding more garlic after. But yeah, so generally it would be 4 cloves of garlic, and I must have used it for something. Anyways, okay, just so you guys know, 4 cloves of garlic. And depending on the size of your onion and how many cloves of garlic, for this one I'm going to go with like 1/3 of this onion because it's a pretty big onion. Otherwise it would be like maybe 1/2 of an onion. And I do prefer to use the white ones for this. You know, I don't know. To me, the purple ones are like for stuff. It's a sweeter flavor. I'm not really looking for sweet. A little bit of sweet, but not too much. Okay, so you're going to take 1/3 of your onion, throw it in your thing here, and it would be 4 cloves of garlic. We are going to add, that's why I had the beautiful horseradish out. We're going to add horseradish. If you don't have real live horseradish, feel free to use the prepared horseradish. And so it would be, for this amount, it would be like a tablespoon of horseradish. So, because this is fresh, you know, I mean, I'm pretty used to making this, so I'm going to go with pretty much a tablespoon as well. And put that in. Oops. I'm tempted to taste the horseradish to see how strong it is, but I better not do that. I have a hard enough time with my making myself cough all the time with inhaling all of these wonderful things. Okay, so garlic, onions. I'll just keep adding stuff while I try and remember what we're adding. Apple cider vinegar for sure. So we're adding the apple cider vinegar. And you can use, like, you don't want a whole lot, maybe 1/4 cup. It all depends, like how, you know, everything's to taste. I'm going to add a little bit more. Everything's to taste. And what was interesting with this apple cider vinegar, I encourage you guys to make it on your own. It's so easy. You just stick apples in a jar and add sugar and water. But some of it turned out very mild vinegar flavor, which is like super awesome because it's not that, you know, like take your breath away sourness. And then some of it turned out, so I have a mild, medium, and super vinegar. So that was really cool, depending, because I made several batches. And it's nice because the really mild stuff you could add straight onto a salad, like quite a bit of it. Or you could drink it straight up. If you're using your apple cider vinegar for digestion, you could use it straight up because it's just so mild. You could drink a shot glass of it. So then you can add whatever you want. You can add olive oil. You can add, this is avocado oil, and for the oil for your dressing. And this is a brand new one. So just a little bit of the oil to kind of add to that. And you can go without the oil too if you want. That's no problem at all. A little bit of sweetener, which whatever it is that you want. If you're using honey, then of course it has the antibacterial properties and antiviral, antibacterial, so it's really, really good. Or you could use, I have, whoops, that always happens. You can add coconut sugar if you want, which gives it more of a caramely flavor. And I did forget my maple syrup, so I'm just going to grab that as well. I like to keep it in the fridge because when it's in the fridge, you know, I think sometimes it grows a little bit of a mother on it when you leave it out. I have noticed that with the maple syrup. Okay, I'm just gonna move this. Should I try and put that back? Not knocking my chakra tea over again. Lots of tea sales this week with the cold and flu. Cold and flu. It's been flying off the shelves. I have to make more. Okay, so I am actually going to on this because this salad dressing is a wonderful base as a general salad dressing on anything, and then you can change it up and you can change it into, like, make it into a Catalina salad dressing, adding, you know, ketchup, and you can turn it into a Thousand Island. You can turn it into a sesame ginger dressing, so you can do anything with it. But the ingredients in here are so good for cold and flu. You can just take a teaspoon of this, like if you feel like you're getting a sore throat or you feel like you're coming down with something, take a teaspoon of that and I guarantee you it will be gone because it's quite strong. So yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff that way, in that, you know, with enough garlic and onion, it's pretty amazing. So that's a lot of honey. We're going to go with, I have my super duper huge tablespoon. What a heaping tablespoon. And then I don't want to bore you guys, but this wood, remember that this is supposed to have, don't want to waste any of that precious honey. I'm going to put it right there. Supposed to have four cloves of garlic. Okay, we're going to put a lid on that because that is like gold. And yeah, so you can, I don't usually put salt and pepper or anything like that. You can do that after. You can add that, but you're going to use this. And I'm just going through my, I feel like I'm really forgetting something, and I thought for sure I had it all out here. But basically, okay, oh, I know what it was. I remember, ginger. Yes, because it's the recipe that I like is garlic, onions, horseradish, apple cider vinegar, and oil if you like, and then ginger. So I'm going to grab the fresh ginger, which I thought I was prepared this morning, but obviously not. But that's okay. What I'm learning by doing this every day, Monday to Friday, is that, you know, I would be much more prepared if I only did this once a week. because then I would have it planned. But when you're doing it every day, it just fits in with everything else that I'm doing. And so it's like becoming such a routine that, you know, that I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it because it's just like how I cook or make whatever I'm making. And so if I had to really pay attention to making sure everything was perfect, it would turn into a real job, and then it wouldn't be nearly as fun as just doing it off the cuff, on the fly, hanging out with you guys and having you have patience with my antics. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I think that's probably enough ginger. I'm going to cut it up a little bit more just because I'm just going to use the little blade here. And another thing that you can do, I'm just looking around here. Water, water, water. Where did the water go? Oh, there. Okay. I'm not going to add a whole lot of water, just a little tiny bit. Just to get it a little bit smoother for the salad dressing. Okay, so we're going to put the lid on. We're going to use the other blade, which happens to be right here. And green matches green. You guys getting bored yet? Okay, so here we go. And I'll attempt to move this a little bit closer. I don't know if you can see it, but that's okay. It's just a magic bullet. It's not any secret thing magic. And when you're making this, you want to make sure that it is that your water's filtered. Don't just use tap water with it. If you want it to last, like this will last in the fridge for about a month. So you can see it's really creamy. Grab my little jar here. So you can put it in a nice one of these, or if you don't have that, just put it in a regular little jar. And it's still a little chunky. I'm going to blend it some more. Although, you know, if you put it in a salad and it has a few little pieces of onion and garlic, that's just added to your salad, right? So just makes your salad healthier. Okay, so all right, so we're going to set this here, my little spaces. There we go. So you can see the consistency, and it does still have a few lumps, which is absolutely fine, going into your salad. And so you can completely use this straight up in your salad. Just pour it right on, and or you can take a teaspoon of it and just, for like any kind of a sore throat, any kind of, you think something's coming on. I mean, it's got all the stuff, right? It's got your horseradish, your garlic, your onions, ginger. Like, it's just amazing. If you want it to be sweeter, do that. And if you want to add a flavoring, like you could add sesame seed oil to it. You could add the one thing. I was going to show you the one thing here in my space of all my stuff. Did I put it here? Where is it? Anyways, I made the most amazing, with the cucumbers, I made the most amazing homemade, for a Thousand Island dressing. You know, to me, I'm not a real fan of Thousand Island, but I've eaten it. and to me, if you add the relish, like the pickled relish, to this, it does tend to take on that Thousand Island texture. And you can add like a little teaspoon or something of, for me it would be like the vegan A's, but you could add a little bit of mayonnaise, a little bit of pickle relish, and add it to this, and it makes it kind of like a Thousand Islands. So you can switch it up quite a bit. It's an awesome thing. Keep it in your fridge all winter, because I'm telling you, when you, I keep looking for a lid for this. I'm scared I'm going to spill it on myself. I'm telling you, when you feel like something's coming on this winter, you're going to want to be able to grab something super easy, super quick, and I really think it's so beneficial to your health if you can use something homemade from the kitchen rather than grabbing some over-the-counter medication. And I hesitate to say that because many of them work very good, and many are really great. What was that? Oh my god, that was bizarre. Okay, who's here? Anyways, that was okay. I'm gonna say good things about the over-the-counter medication. And one of them that I really love, and honest to God, it is excellent stuff, is Buckley's. Buckley's really works. Just don't swallow it. Like, don't let it hit your stomach. In my personal opinion, when it hits your stomach, it's like way too strong. But getting it dribbled down your throat is awesome. But what I was going to mention, and we'll see if the kitchen blows up in my face again, is that a lot of them stop the symptoms rather than helping you heal. And so to just shut off the symptoms isn't really it's not building your immune system. So if you go to some of these natural remedies and natural herbs and things from the kitchen to help you to heal when you're sick, then you're actually building your just putting a band-aid on it, you know, for the time being. And so anyways, okay, that's a whole nother story. All right, guys, I guess we're done. So this is the broccoli, or the Brussels sprout salad. I'll just recap for the new people that came on. Hi everybody. We have Brussels sprouts, we have turnip tops, we have horseradish leaves, we have kale, onions, carrots, dehydrated peaches, dried cranberries, and dried goji berries. And I think that might be about it. Oh, a little bit of carrot. So so I can put this over top and it would be just amazing. Or if you want to do different things with this, you can. You can do simply like a maple syrup, apple cider vinegar dressing is really, really good on this because it gives it really that sweet edge to it. If you wanted to, you could take, I just haven't decided yet what to do with it. You can take the veganaise and add that with the apple cider, or sorry, that with the maple syrup, and that would be a really nice kind of like a coleslaw dressing. So anything you want to do with this is what you can do. So we're all out of time, and we will see you. Oh no, actually, you know what? Excuse me, I need another little sip here. Unfortunately, I won't be here tomorrow. So Tuesday will be, I have to help my husband with something. And so we'll see you on Wednesday at 11. Okay, check out my Instagram, my YouTube channel, and subscribe. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good day.